That is the today's session, fundamental part 2. Okay. So first of all, better I am just installing one fresh servers, and from there I will just show you. Okay. It will be more easier for everyone. So I am creating a container, a virtual server container, where we will install the operating systems. Okay. So here I am using install image files from my inventory. So server 2016, we are installing it.
or 12?
2016, 2012, both the same. I mean, what is the difference we will learn later on. But I am just using 2016 right now. Or you can say 2012 also work. Okay, no problem.
So there is no difference in this 2016 and 2012.
Installation more or less same. Difference definitely there, but that is a configuration part. Whenever we learn the migration part and all, so then only we will understood what is the difference between 2012 and 2016. We will learn about these whenever we learn about the migration part. So many things will change there. But as of now, the OS installation part is same. As I told you, never install on root directory using on C drive, D drive. Okay, same path, and that is demo. Here we are using, that is also discussed on last day, that is why the number of core per processors. I will share the video, we'll just check it. Now we are creating the server disk. Okay. Actually, I upgraded my VMware workstation from 11 to 14 on this vacation on last week. So that is why it's very smooth actually.
Yeah, there's a different look also.
Yeah, because last week we were facing lots of problems. So many people are not able to do the practicals, saying that the server is having hung, and that is why I upgraded all those stuffs. Right now it's very smooth now. Now OS is installing, as you know, the container we have created. Under that we are installing the OSs. After server installed, then we will continue the rest of the configuration. So how do you spend your holiday? I mean, last week?
Oh, fine.
Staying home or visited anywhere else?
No, just celebrated in home only.
Okay.
Being a cake and something, just celebrate.
As a client also in holiday, and so that's why pressure also less.
Yeah, power down is going on already. 31st March till 31st.
Because all the clients, those are having European or US client, they all are on vacation. They will come back on Monday. From Monday they will come back. Again a pressure.
Monday is very pressure because they are spending 3 to 4.
As of now, pressure will be a less because of they have almost completed all their parts before they are going to leave. So as of now they will little bit of okay, but mid of Jan it will be again common flow.
Yeah.
In the month of November end to December, it's a huge pressure. I mean,
Yeah.
before they are going to vacation, they are completing all their mandatory parts and all. And every time there is a bulk of incident request. My God.
I see you post on Instagram, Siddharth. I think you're you go somewhere with your family, right?
Yes, yes. I was last Saturday. I
Mm.
was visited with my family with my native, and it's not so
Mhm.
far from my home, but it's a very good place to work with family.
Okay. So Siddharth, what we covered today?
Today we covered
Like,
is as I mentioned, the server fundamental part. So it's a huge in configuration. Okay, step by step by step. Even we also learn about the workstation, domain joining, all those part learn one by one. It's a altogether
okay,
part of server fundamentals. So
okay, okay.
module wise we will discuss.
So Ramakrishna is the new joining today, right?
Actually, he is from US, United States. Right now, he is on 4 a.m. So he pinged me and requested me that he won't speak anything. He's just watching because maybe other one facing disturbed. So he's from the United States actually.
Okay, so in which company is working?
Not sure. He's maybe in healthcare industry. He from
Okay.
healthcare to he was looking for IT. That's what he joined this course. Right now in US it's around 4 a.m. IST.
Yeah, in the morning.
Early morning. So it's quite difficult for us, but he joined. I appreciate his courage. That's it. So that we also discussed that the VMware, any VMware workstation, whenever you install the OS, side by side, this is also install the VMware tool as well, because VMware tool is actually the driver for the VMware workstation server. Driver means of that. So you guys already aware that whenever you install the OS on laptops or desktops, after the install you have to install the hardware driver, right? So that your your voice, video, all will be work properly. So VMware tool, it's just like that. It's a software. After installing the OS, you need to install it so that your OS can work properly.
But before it required that after installing OS, we install one by one drivers and all. But nowadays it automatically taken by the machine only, right?
Exactly, it's all a combined. It's all a combined. You don't need to install one by. It's just like a combined package. After you
Mm-hmm.
install the operating system, once you run it, even it is earlier we using VMware Workstation 11. Now it is on VMware Workstation 14. Okay, so in
Mm-hmm.
14 it's very amazing. I mean, after you installing it, just click on OK. It's already doing install on the back end. Got my
Yeah, yeah.
okay, my one server is ready. Fine. So what I do, I will just create the I'll create another server, but I will not install another server. I will create the make a clone of these machines. After that, I'll tell you, after learn the clones, we will how we can segregate, that we know already. I'm telling you. Okay. So just making this server power off, and that's I'm making clone. And also I take a snapshot for what? Because after this classes I can utilize these machines, so that I am taking snapshots. Okay. because again if you want to install the another machine it will take time, so better install the clone. That is only possible in virtual computing. Okay, so cloning cannot be done from the workstation physical hardware, it is only done through the virtual machines. So now as you know that now, right now in marketplace 90%, 99.99% company they are all moving to the virtual machines. Now what is the actually benefit for using the virtual machines instead of physical machines? Because in physical machines, let's say your infrastructure is very huge, that means you need around 400 to 500 server for your applications running and all. That means your organization is very huge. Now 400 500 server, if you purchase the physical machine, the costing will be a more high, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So in that case, to avoid this unwanted costings and all, the physical server is virtual server is very comply with that. So in that case you need to purchase 10 to 15 minute 10 to 15 physical hardware, and on this 10 to 15 physical hardware can host the remaining virtual machines. So that part morely we learn whenever we'll go to learn the VMware part. So in VMware totally virtualization part we will understood carefully. So right now we are understanding all the Windows and configuration part.
So one more thing, Siddharth.
Yeah.
So as we know that we already make one server, demo server, okay, and we are making the cloning of this demo server one,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So we have to work in the original demo server one only, right? And whatever the changes happen in demo server one, it automatically occur in two as well, right?
No, not like that.
Okay.
Not like that. Why I make the clone? Because cloning is the feature to save your unwanted timing while you install the OS. Because I have already wasted 5 minutes for install the OS, right?
Yeah.
Again I install the 5 minutes, so it will waste 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. So that if I cloning this machine, it will be more within a 3 minute my machine will become. That is the motto of this cloning. Now,
okay, man. There's no any issue with the changes.
No.
Right?
Cloning is only to save the time. You are creating multiple server within very short span of time. That's it. But the problem is that after you cloning, you have to reset the security ID. Security ID for what? Security ID for server hard-coded security identifier which is on install after OS. If you are not use it, if you are not reset this ID, once these two machines will apart from as a domain machines, you will not supposed to add them into the domain. You got my point?
Yeah.
So first one, demo server 1, so you have cloned this machine demo server 2 from this first server. So it's recommended to change your SID on server 2. Okay, you can change SID on server 1, but I'm here, I'm not doing anything because that is my parent machine. So I copy machine server 2 from server 1, so I'm changing the SID from server 2. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let them up. Once machine is off, it's running very smoothly, even without any trouble. Okay. So okay. Now as I told, you need to reset the SID. For that only, just go to the run and type the command sysspread. And just generalized and reboot. After doing this, what happened? As you know, whenever you installing OS for any server, they have a security ID, SID. This SID will be reset. Okay. So then the server will become a new, like whenever you install the fresh copy of operating system, just like that. So till it is time, we'll discuss some little bit of the appliances part. Appliances part is what? As you know, why you learn the server technology, why you are here to learn the server technology, just because of next upcoming you are the part of core IT support team. Now, what is server? Basically, you know the server is the high-end computers to serve the compute services. Server basically a high-end computer to serve the huge compute services which cannot perform by any workstation or laptops. Let's say in your organizations you have organization infrastructure, definitely they are here to support the software services. Why infrastructure guy is required to any IT company? Why Windows Server guy required to any IT company? They are basically provide support the application. That is the motto of that. But without application we are blind. If organization they say we know we will not use any application, then we are totally baseless. Basically we are here to support the applications, right? So now in terms of any organization, they might have, let's say in hospital, let's say in petrochemicals, let's say in car manufacturing company, everywhere there is a different kind of applications are running, and different their functional part. Some portion they are concerning about the payroll part, some portion they are concerning about the spare parts, some hospitality application they are dealing with patient's name, patient's family, patient's background, diagnostics reports, all those stuff. So all together it's part of this maintenance. All together it's part of the maintenance. Maintenance for what? Maintenance for uninterrupted flow of this softwares. And you know the softwares are running on the server end, and all the clients, all the client machines or the worker, they are working through this software, because as the software are running on the server. Now we people are here to support them uninterrupted workflow. That's it. That is why all those steps are there. So basically this course will cover you to maintenance and support for Windows servers, along with virtual computizations, virtual server technologies, and all the configurations. So see, generally, as you know, the server technologies basically provide you the container service. Container, that means your application is the organizational objects which will give you the financial benefits in your organizations. Now of server team or server services, it's actually provide the container for these applications. Now how you use the application, how the data will be protected, how the platform will be strong, how the platform will be smooth, how will the interrupted services will be smooth, all will be provided by your server teams. So that we are here, that is why we are here to provide that kind of support. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Fine. So this is my server. Last day we learned about the physical memory management through the virtual. This is called the page files or virtual memory. So in 2012 or 2008 onwards, they have developed one module. It's in Windows Server. It's called the Server Manager. So general purpose earlier operating systems, you have to go right click computer management, from there you have to manage. But now 2012 onwards, they have added one module, Server Manager. In Server Manager, everything is there, you can manage. So in dashboard there is this options. You have to, if you want to install any rules and all those stuffs, then you have to install the rules from there. Okay, so if you install any feature from there, you can go. Now next is local server. In local server, these options is here to provide your server name. Let's say this is the computer name, right? I want to change the computer name. So directly click on there. You will be redirected this screen, change and computer name. So my computer name will be now, let's say I'm building this server as a domain controller, so I'm making it domain underscore controller. After that, it will take system reboot, because you know I will restart later on. Next is this options. It's showing work groups. Work group means the server is normally connected in the networks. There is no domain concept. Work group means what? Normal you see in the cyber cafe that all the machines are connected. Anyone can go and enjoy the computing. That's it. So there is no in terms of any security, any specific of domain purpose or look like that. Now guys, tell me one thing. You are traveling anywhere and you certainly need a laptop immediately for sending an urgent mail. So will you go any company and tell them, can you give me your system for a minute? I am sending one mail. If they giving you, will you able to log in their systems?
No, not possible.
No, not possible. Why? Because
machine is not in domain.
And yes, that machine is on another domain, and that is a security concern.
Yeah.
Now, if you are sitting on a cyber cafe, will you able to do that? Because in cyber cafe, it's a normally connected. Anyone can use it. There is no concern about any security. It's a public facing cafe, right? So work group only like that. There is no security, no boundaries. Anyone can use. All the machines are interconnected each other. That's it.
And limited access also.
Limited access in terms of your you cannot even do any domain kind of management or any kind of administration. Okay, so access in terms of you can do it locally, but whenever you have a scope for vast management, as I told you that last day, that giving small example, that's you are an administrator of a company. Right now the company is very new and they have 10 machines. So 10 machines you can do anything in the same point of time, right? Now just think of it. 10 machine is located on 10 geographic locations. Will it be easier for you to handle maintenance?
No.
Then definitely you have to go with domain concept. So in domain concept, all will be centrally configured. Okay. So through this you can easily manage your workstation. You can manage the organization policy. All those steps you can manage globally, right? So
Siddharth, how we define domain? If someone asks what is domain, how we define that?
Definitely will come after that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Domain is basically a logical boundary. Okay, domain is basically a logical boundary of your networks, which is actually hold or contain your computers, domain users, printers, OUs, and like that. It's a basically logical boundary of your office networks. That's it. That's called the domain. Domain may be and then the naming context, domain naming context. It's actually created based on the organization name, right? Let's say the organization is ABC Corp. So the forest will be created ABC Corp and the domain name will be the same, ABC Corp. So that is part. So that will come later on. So the work group domain concept, I hope you are understood, right? Next is firewall. Firewall is what? Firewall is basically protect your server from any kind of spamware, any kind of viruses from the external of the servers. So definitely, if your organizations, you are using a public facing internets using your servers, so in that case you have to enable the firewall, or else your system may be infected or hacked. But although everyone in the organization, we have disabled firewall. Why? Because in our organizations, any kind of infrastructure support guy, they are using a dedicated firewall devices, and that is more than stronger than this Windows firewall. So it's recommended always disable your firewall in your organizations. But sometime, here is the also conclusions. 50% company they stop the firewall, and 50% company they work with firewall. So both these cases, in that case, if this is happen, so do not disable the firewall, just enable these options, file printer services, so that your machines can talk each other. That's it. Fine. So
Okay. So Siddharth, if some company not using firewall devices, just for example, so I think they on these services.
see, generally purpose firewall always is the mandatory things. Any kind of company, let's say small to big organizations, if it is a it's a huge organization, they definitely install the firewall. It's just like whatever you are telling, it means the the man having good body good enough, but they do not have any kind of medicines, just like that.
Okay.
It's a mandatory things. Firewall is very mandatory. That is why they, whenever any infrastructure project come, how come they will recruit it? Just understood the concept. Let's say HCL, Wipro, TCS, wherever it's no, they will create a tower, right? This tower will provide Windows support. This tower will provide network support. This tower will provide the database support. This tower will provide application support. This tower will provide the service management. This tower is monitoring, right? Why? Because each and individual tower will perform their own activity, and all together they are providing the infrastructure support. So infrastructure not only server, infrastructure along with server, network, database, application, storage, monitoring, service management, all together it's a part of infrastructure job. You got my point?
Yes. Yes.
Application support, I'm not telling application development. Application development is a different concept. Application support, apps ops, the tower called apps ops. Okay, so
Yeah.
all together it's called the infrastructure support, right? Perfect. So like you guys are learning server technology, cloud technology, VMware technology, some people also learn the network technologies, and firewall actually for them. You no need to worry about your firewall part, because that will manage by the network guy.
Okay.
In case of you are facing any kind of port blocks, any kind of issue, then you have to contact your firewall teams or network teams. So that is why some organizations they have stopped firewall, some organizations they are using firewall. Okay. So this is the Windows by default features. So remote desktop, you guys, it's definitely you have to enable the remote desktop users, or else you will not be take the RDP of the servers. How will you go? Just go to the remote options, allow remote connection to this computer, but uncheck these options. If you check this option, allow connection only from computer running remote, it will not, because it's called the network level authentication, NLA. Network level authentication is required, and it will not allow you to do that. It's better to uncheck these options. Clear?
Okay.
Now if you comes to here, this is the nothing to do anything. It is not a Windows update. When I'll tell you the Windows server update service WSUS, then you will understood that part. So here one more things, if you are using internets on your server, so always make this off, because it is actually Internet Explorer enhanced security configuration. It will block all the websites. So stop this also. Okay, so you will see that product ID is not activated. That means the OS is not genuine. So you have to activate it. Whenever you have organization, they have the any kind of OS activation. Either they will go for volume activations license, or they are using single license. Their choice. So they will give you, and they have to update it. Right. Fine. So this is the basic server configurations. So right. Okay. Now if I have, as I told you, right now I have only single drive. I want to create an additional drive. So definitely what I need to do, I will just add one disk. From where should I add the disk? Just go to the settings. That is on VMware settings. VMware, I mean your server infrastructure. You are not add this disk from inside of the server. You have to disk add the server from outside, and from inside you have to make them proper formatable, right? So in that case, go to the settings. So add disk. Now there is a ticket come in your, as you are from Windows team or support team. There is request that can you please extend or that can you please create an additional drive for this particular server, and the drive size will be a 60 GB. So you will create 60. I'll show you as 30. We'll create 60 here. Click on next. Okay. Now you have created 30 GB RAM there, but you are not able to see that disk is there. Then in that case, what you need to do? You will directly go to the run. From there, you have to put the disk mgmt.msc, and then there's a, you see that is option showing red, it's down state. Make them online, make them initialize disk, select GPT, click OK, and then you have to new simple volume and finish. Now you see that additional drive is there. Clear? So in case any tickets come, how to, I mean, just assign, because all we discussing here, it's a part of server support and server maintenance activity. Okay, so maybe the request come that's to add 30 GB disk on this particular server, additional disk. So you have to do it, right? So this part is done. Perfect. Okay, now my concern, this is sometime you have a request to extend any specific drive. In that case, how you do that? The extension of drives cannot be done on locally. In that case, you need a network storage. Got my point? So general purpose, I'm telling you what is network storage. Generally, this is your server, and this server, you know, the disk is attached, right? It may be 1 TB, maybe 2 TB, maybe 3 TB, but not unlimited time you need. Neither you can extend it for a long time, whatever it needs. Max to max, you can give it 3 TB, because the server that don't have space to contain all these disks. Got my point? So there is a limitation. But just listen, whenever you are configuring this server as a SQL server, so SQL server, it's required a huge disk space, because it's in, whenever it is running now, it will create enormous amount of log files, and every logs files you have to keep them as a backup, or else any kind of problem in the database end will not be supposed to solve the problem. As per the SQL team, they have to maintain at least last 1 month of transaction log backups. So in that case, it's quite common you have to extend your disk whenever you need. Now if you are configuring this SQL server as a local storage or local server, local storage, after some time, maybe 1 or 2 years, you will facing a problems. Then again you have to migrate servers and on network storage, and then you have to work. So better than, why not, if you are using physical servers or virtual server, use the network storage. Okay, now this part is clear to you, what is network storage?
Yes, Mr. Khan.
Okay. Now I'm considering you and telling you network. What is network storage? That means somewhere in the networks certain storage boxes there, and the storage boxes are not the server. Keep it in mind, the storage boxes are not the server. There is a storage box, sandbox. It's called the sandbox. It's look like this. It's look like this.
So that's one question.
Yes.
So that's everything is now moving to cloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's a facility that is if the data is not, we have some less hard disk or something, so we can move to the cloud, right?
Hmm.
So before, how the people manage if there's a no cloud facility available?
That is, I'm telling you, right now we are not in cloud, you are still in on-prem. When I tell you the cloud, they will see the concept. You got my point?
Network storage is also kind of cloud, right?
Networks, no, no. See, cloud concept is totally different. Cloud concept means your physical hardware. Let's say it's a hard disk or networks or server. It's
Mhm.
totally provided support by the cloud service provider. How many
Okay.
cloud service provider? Microsoft, Amazon, Google, uh, Red Hat, and you can say Alibaba. These are the cloud service providers, CSP, and the infrastructure actually provided there. You are neither they are using your infrastructure, neither you are supposed to maintain the infrastructure part. That infrastructure totally manage them. You just order the requirement. You are telling that I need 10 GB, 10 TB of data right now. They will tell you, boss, you are now ordering 10 TB, so this will be the charges per hour. Will you accept it? Once you click on accept, your billing will be deducted like that way. You no need
Okay.
to worried about the infrastructure. They will create an enormous data center all over the world and keep on their in growing, keep on their going. Okay, whenever
Okay.
your organization need any kind of expansion, you can go with cloud, but again you have to pay the charges. Here all in cloud, all in service base. That is why it's they will segregate it IaaS, infrastructure as a service, SaaS, software as a service, okay, PaaS, platform as a service, all together they are on service. So you have to understand the model, because that's why it's a quite mandatory. Before you go to the cloud, you have to understand the on-prem, how you can manage on-prem, then only cloud will help you. Got my point?
Yeah,
Cloud
yeah.
is, because see, cloud, people seeing that cloud is very tough. No, basically cloud is very simple. Even on premises is tough. Tough means in terms of their everything distribute. That means Windows server technology only Windows team can manage. Active Directory only AD team can manage. Networking
Yes, yes.
also only network team can manage. Storage only. But once you are moving to cloud, all the stuffs you have to manage by you, right? Something software part will be a different, but apart from this, everything you have to manage. You have to manage SQL part, okay? You have to manage,
Okay.
but storage software is different. Software SQL is a different, platform is different. You have to manage computing part. You have to manage network part. You have to manage identity part. You have to manage monitoring part. You have to manage Azure Active Directory. You have to manage Azure Disk. Everything by you, and network services. So that is why you must have known good amount of knowledge in on premises. So here, if I showing you the network box, it look like that. It's NetApp. NetApp is the company. NetApp storage. It's look like this. It's just look like this. It's just like a blade
Okay.
server. You see that it's a server, but it's not the server. It's only provided the storage, enormous storage. Inside of the storage, there is a OS running. It's called the ONTAP. I know that's NetApp. I worked in NetApp, so I can able to make sure that what inside the operating system is running on NetApp, that is ONTAP, called ONTAP. ONTAP, and the version of the OS is DSM. So ONTAP DSM is the operating system of the NetApp boxes. So those are the storage guy. They are actually managing the storage part. Okay. So ample amount of storage boxes are there in the infrastructures. Just like look like that. Just look like that. And all are there connected each other through the fiber optical connections. And middle of there is a switch. It's called fiber channel switch. And it's called the fiber channel switch. All the storage are connected with this fiber channel switch, and this become a cloud, and this become a storage cloud, right? Now now this server earlier using local storage. From there fiber channel they will now as of now they are using network storage. This is actually basically network storage concept. Now your requirement right now you are using 2 TB, right? 2 TB data you are using. So now you see that transaction log almost full. You want to expand to 3 TB. Then you just inform your storage team, boss, I need to upgrade 2 TB to 3 TB. Please allow me the 1 TB of data expansion. So the storage team also have the track the which port server is connected to the switch. On this particular port they will provide zoning and provide the disk availability. So in this port server can view 1 TB disk which is allocated by them. Now Windows team will add this storage as an expansion of this disk and make them available. So now how we can do that? Even I'm telling you, even we perform this practicals, you thought Siddharth don't have storage, but how they can do that? Even trust me, we can do this by one Windows server, because Microsoft have the inbuilt features through which you can configure Windows box as a storage servers, right? So for that only, that is why I have created 2 machines. Okay, so here now this machine I'll just making them as storage. I'm just changing the label, that is storage server. And through these machines I will create the LAN to this particular machine, and this is my database server. Database server. Perfect. Now what I need to do, I will configure the storage part, but before that we have to install certain roles. Then only Windows server will become what like a storage. But general purpose, what happened? This is not following by any organization, because they have a budget, they will purchase the storage. But those are the low category organization, they do not have too much of budget, they can use these techniques. That especially a Windows server can work as a storage box. Okay, so for that only I'll just install the roles. So as you guys know, dashboard, a dashboard is there. This from there you can add any roles and feature everything. So before that we have couple of things we have discussed today. So guys, just let me know. Okay, let me open WhatsApp accordingly, because he is communicating over WhatsApp. Might be have some questions. Okay, so Ram, any doubts you can ask me in WhatsApp. Do you have any question, Rams? No, as of now. Okay, perfect. So Mohammed also, you do not have any question?
No issue.
Perfect. So now I will going to install the roles. Now just I'm showing you how you can use Windows Server as a storage box. Okay, for low budget, if you have a low budget and you are running organizations, you need a storage server, you can use Windows Server as a storage box. These are the tricks actually, because why I'm telling you that, you know everything in Windows Server end. That is why organization need a consultant of Windows Server guy. See, general purpose engineer will provide the support and support day to day. But after your experience, like 10-12 years like me, organization will need you as a consultancy part. That means whenever they need any infrastructure consultation, they will contact you, and that is why they will hire you. Sometimes you have to set up with call with clients, you have to provide them that this is your budgeting purpose, you can do this kind of any what is the Windows feature. You every time you have to know each and individual feature, and you guide them client accordingly. They will agree you, they will allow you to do that, then you will inform your support team to work like that. You provide the planning part, you design the solutions, and they will work through. That is the workflow. Perfect. Now I'm just going to click on add roles and features. And this add roles and features, click on next. There is options role based feature. Okay. As you mentioned, we will use separate server for storage server, data server, etc. Do we need to separate server OS Windows tool or each of the server, or we can manage all them as a single server OS? No. That is why we are using two servers. No, that is why we are using two servers, and I'm making them storage server and one is database server. You got my point? Now I'm installing the role on storage server, make them storage server, and from there I will allow the storage part, increase the storage part, then only it will be visible on database server. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, great. So click on next. If they are on separate VMs, how they will communicate? Great questions. So if they are on separate VMs, they will communicate via network settings. I will tell you, but yes, definitely it says communicate. In that case, you have to go settings and network adapter. In this case, network is on NAT. Make them in the custom specific virtual network. Here is up to 19 switches using. Any of the switch you can use, either 0, 1, 2, 3, whenever, as per your choice, anyone can, but both the machines will have to connect in the same VNet 0. Either you use in VNet 1, no matter, but another machine will connect VNet 1. If you to VNet 2, another machine will connect VNet 2. So I am using VNet 0. So I click on OK. No, it's not the separate topic. It's a basically part of this maintenance. So I will tell you in the later on, but I'll show you like that. So in the database server also we have to do the same communications. Network part and then OK. Now I'll show you the server we can able to ping each other. Okay. But before that you have to make sure that's both the server are connected each other. How you know that? So that only you have to provide the IP addresses. Okay, so in that case just allow the firewall port firewall.cpl. You can stop firewall, you can allow firewall, but anyone if have any questions that no, just I want to go with enable firewall, then do accordingly, no problems. Okay, in that case just go to the firewall.cpl. When the firewall is started, just go to the here and make the file printer service enable on. That means server will be communicate over this firewall. Now how it communicate? You have to provide the IP addresses. Simple as that. So this is your primary server. So in that case you have to provide the IP address where in NIC card. So for that only you have to put the command ncpa.cpl. Here go to properties, because you once you receive the last day video, everything I discussed there. Okay, so just watch that two video, everything will be clear to you. So this is my 10 networks, and this machine also I am using the same network path. Perfect. Now you can see that both machines can connect to each other. Let's say ping on 10.10.10.10. It's pinging. Now you are pinging the same from these machines as well. It's pinging each other. Simple. Your doubt is clear or not? That how two machines can communicate each other. Now, if I create a storage server, the space will be visible on database server. That is why sorry, it's too much basic question because I am new here. No problems, no problems. Definitely you have to, make your basic fundamental. So here, all peoples are here learning this question. So whatever in your mind, you can ask. No problems, but do not hide anything. If your question come to your mind, you do not ask. That is actually creative trouble. So do not do that. Anything come in your mind, you can ask. I will clear you. So that in the base level, if your concept is clear, then it will help you to crack future level interview. Got my point? So don't think like way. Whatever in your mind, you can ask me. No problems. No problem. From scratch to advance. The course motto is from scratch to advance. Today you are blind, but tomorrow you will be now Superman after learning these tops. So if you hide anything, no, that is very basic question. No, you see, Muhammad, he's also in the same session. Whatever
Yes,
their
yes.
mind, here he can ask me questions. I am here to
Yes,
solve your
Siddhartha.
query.
I ask always because I don't think so. This.
Exactly. Don't
Yeah,
think that.
because we are here to learn something,
Don't
right?
hear that I will ask what the people will think. No. If you're telling that what is server, tell me again. I'll tell you 100%. There is no one can laugh on you. No one can think anything. No. Whatever in your mind, ask me. But do not hide anything. That means the question come, you think, oh, I'll ask what people say. No, not like that. Not like that. You are here to make your knowledge levels. Okay. So 1,000 times I'll tell you. No problems. Fine. Now this way, I draw the picture, then only it will be easier for you. So let's paint. This is the servers where I will install this storage. I will configure the storage. And this is the server. This is my database server. Now question how they will connect it. So general purpose in the organization, you already say that every block or lobby there is a network rooms. In network room there is a switch there, right? There's a switch like that. Network switch like that. So in switch, right? This machine is connected this switch and this machine is connected this switch. I mean this port. That is why I tell you it's just concept like VNet 0. Now there is a separate switch also there. There is a mini switch also there. VNet like this one. Like this one, there is a many switch also there. So that is why it's recommended whenever you are connecting using either VNet 0 or VNet 1 or VNet 2. Now you are thinking, okay fine, I am not using. So you are connecting this VNet 0 and this machine is connecting this VNet 1. Will they ever communicate? Will they ever communicate? No. Because they are not single networks. You got my point? So that is why it's recommended you always make them in the single networks. Either VMnet 0 or VMnet 1 or VMnet 2, whatever. Up to 19 as your choice. Okay. Now very good. My server and database having communication established. They are talking each other. Now I will install the roles on storage server. So is that clear? I mean, Ram, is that clear to you? The question you asked? Is there any maximum number of restrictions? No restrictions. No restrictions. Yeah, definitely machine on the same switch. That is why you are communicating each other, right? If you are machine in the different switch, then how they will communicate? They can communicate, but there is a link between these two switches. But here it is not possible. That is why single network always follow the single switch. That means if you have VM 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so all 5 VMs should be connected VMNet 0, like this way. Just go to the setting part, and then network part, and just go to the customs VNet 0, and the second VMs comes to there, go to the setting part, network adapter, and select VMNet 0. Likewise, how many VMs you have, all VMs have the same network. Clear?
Yes.
Is that clear, Ram? If 54 port switch and another 54 port switch, all this can make 108 by connecting both switch coded? No. Your concept will be different. No, it's not like that. It's like see, as I told you, if you are connecting session between those two machines, you can directly create LAN connectivity between two. It is a one way. Now consider whenever you need another machines in the infrastructure, then how will you connect each other? You can connect from this to this, from this. It's called the ring topology. Now every machine you have to install 2 NIC card. Each machine you have to need, the costing will be more high, and it is not the proper organization standard. So in that case, you have to follow the start topology. The start topology is what? In middle of that there is a switch, and each server will connect it to the switch. Now communication from this to this, from this to this, from this to this. Right? Clear? Perfect. Good. So they can come to here, storage part, and this time I need a roles. Which roles? There is the options file and storage. In this files and storage, you have to install iSCSI Stargate server, iSCSI storage provider. These two roles is mandatory. Okay, which will allow you to use this machine as a storage server. Just click on next, install. As I told you that general purpose you manage, if you want to manage storage, then you have to purchase the storage from the market. The storage I show you will look like this. It's a very costliest things. If you can bear that much of amount, you can use simple Windows server as a storage server. Microsoft will give you that opportunity to use it, but organization will not use it because it's not too much of flexible like you need. It's kind of small bit of organization can manage, but for large scale it will not work. Sometimes it will create a problem, because who is the ready-madely created for this dedicated product, or you are doing the same thing by the Windows role? Both are not same, right? You got my point?
Yes.
Okay. Storage roles as configured, right? Now I will go and configure the storage pool. Okay, yes. Now I am going to configure the storage pool. For storage pool, what? Just come to that picture. Storage team, what? The storage team had disk, added the disk 1, disk 2, disk 3, disk 4. That disk means what? Filer. Filer 1, Filer 2, Filer 3, Filer 4, and make them connected each other and make their storage cloud. And from this storage cloud, they will allocate any kind of disk. Let's say they will trying to allocate a 10 GB. Now 10 GB of data they have allocated to whom? This particular server. So they will bind the space with this server port, and then only once they bind it with the server port, this from inside of the server, this space is available, visible to all. So same thing will do here. So for that only, just click on there, and there's a iSCSI. There is the iSCSI options. Again, I am showing you from where you will get this. After installing role, again go to the server manager. From this server manager, files and storage services, and there is the option iSCSI. Okay, just a minute. Give me a 1 minute. So I will come back with no water. Just a minute. Okay, so guys, I'm back. Okay, now here just click on this to create iSCSI virtual disk, but before that we need a disk. How could I do that? So in that case, I do not have any extra drive. Okay, so I have extra drive, that means member servers also there, this part.
Siddharth, please go back. I want to see this again.
Sure.
From where you add.
Okay, do one thing. I'll just create the drive first. Then only I'll show you. So let's creating one more disk, two disks. I'm showing you. Okay. So 20 GB is fair enough. One disk, another disk. As I told you, you have to make them proper formatable, because you are adding hard storage, right? But this storage will not identify by your operating system. So make them format with your operating system file. It's called NTFS. So format with NTFS file format. Then only the drive will be accepted and visible to your My Computer drive. So right now, how many drive you are showing?
2.
2. After formatable, you can see rest of the 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can see the drive is showing there. Clear? Now I will use this drive as a storage drive and align this drive to these particular machines over the networks. It's called iSCSI traffic. Okay, so your question is what is the difference between master boot record and GUID partition table? Exactly. So this is actually MBR is the older formatable files. Older formatable files, because earlier, before 2008 introduced, 2003 was there. Then that time your file system using MBR, that means master boot record. Okay. Uh, so master boot record and GUID partition tables later on, when the operating system will be on moderate like 2008 2012, this operating system uses GPU ID. That means GUID partition tables. Lost of background. Okay, so can you please go on mute? So lots of background noise coming. Yeah, so MBR actually master boot record and GUID partition table. Difference is that MBR is actually supported by old formatted, and it is cannot be work on huge spaces, disk spaces, right? Maximum 1 TB or 100 GB, 500 GB, 800 GB, it can work, but it cannot work with TB level. Huge disk you cannot format with this partition tables. So that is why GPID comes into the picture. GUID partition tables. Is that clear to you? Okay, perfect. Mohammed, is also clear to you, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Fine. Now I have formatted 1, 2, 3 drive. Now this drive will work as a storage drive, and I'll mount this drive to this particular machines over the iSCSI networks. Okay, it's very interesting. So now what I need to do, again I'm going to this server manager. From there, click on files and storage service. In this files and storage service, there is the iSCSI modules are there, right? As of now, no target server created, nothing else, nothing I've done. We'll create from the scratch. So click on these options. Now this new SCSI virtual disk wizard come. So this is the C drive which is applicable for your operating system on this machine. Do not touch these machines. Okay, you will use this 3 drive E, F, G. Is that clear? Okay, so I'm selecting E drive. Click on next. Now I'm just creating, this is for the disk 1. Okay, using 29.7 GB. And now this time, for the first time onwards, you have to create this mount point. Next time onwards, you will using the same mount point. So first time I am creating the mount point for whom? For this server. Just this part. Just for only this part. You are allocating disk for who? For whom? For which? For which server? For this server. This server, what is the IP of these servers? IP, let's say 10.10.10.11. Now you are creating mount point with this IP address. Now on this IP address you will allocate that drive. Okay, so that is pointing that mount point I am creating for the first times. That is why this is new iSCSI target. What is the target name? So I am just TGT 1, target 1. Here you will add the IP address of this, from which server you are creating this space, for which server you are creating this space. I am creating for the database server. So what is the IP address of your database server? The IP address of the database server, how I can see, go to the IP config.
10.10.10.10.
10.10.10.11, not 10.
11.
So I will add them 10.10.10.11. Clear? Perfect. Click on next. This is options is for using for security hardening purpose, but as of now leave it blank, no need. And just create, close. Now one of the disk was mounted successfully. Create rest of two. Okay. So in that case, new iSCSI virtual disk. So see, E drive capacity already only 76 MB is there. Rest of we have already grabbed. Now using F. Next, disk part. And this time, as I told, no need to create second point because you already created the point, right? You already created that point. On this point, you are allocating another disk, right? So click on next and create. Now I am showing you, as you have already allocated drive. Now this machine, database server, what you need to do? You have to mount that traffic. Okay, if you have created space with 500 GB and then received extension request, can I extend it, rather create a new disk space? Yes, that I will show you. That I will show you here. I am showing you 20 GB, but in large infrastructure 500 GB can be created. Okay, I will show you after 20 GB disk allocated, I can expand it. Okay. Perfect. So, but here keep it mind, you have created target server of this machine, you have allocated LAN for these servers, but this server still blind, he is not able to see that traffic. Why? Because same role have to install on this server. So general purpose, what I'm telling you, in large infrastructure, what happen actually, let's say this is a physical box and this is a storage part, storage cloud. There is a many storage boxes up there. Now this part, they're interrelated network connected and it is available through fiber channel switch. Now if the server need to catch this traffic, server also have one fiber channel port was there. It's called HBA. You got my point? It's called HBA. Now from HBA to fiber optic connection will come to switch. From this switch, then only this space will be visible to this particular server. Now my question, what is HBA? HBA is host bus adapter. Whenever you are working in fiber optic networks here, so in fiber optics generally, as you know, in the normal network we are using twisted cable. Okay, so twisted cable, they have port RJ45 connector, RJ45 port, right? But whenever it is on fiber channel, then fiber channel is actually work on HBA port. HBA where it will be there? Definitely is on server. HBA port will be also on server. It's look like this. HBA port. Host bus adapter port. It's look like this. This is installed on your server motherboard, and then only it is showing as a back portion of the server. This portion, back portion of the server, this port was outside. From there the fiber connector will connect it to a switch. From this switch, storage, they will provide that storage. Through this switch and connected this server, the server traffic will be visible. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, yes.
But now I am creating a virtual environment. So in that case, same services I have to configure here. Then only it will catch this iSCSI traffic. So the same I have to go there. Same services. Right. So click on close. After that, you have an option to catch this traffic, but you do a certain configuration, right? So there is an option iSCSI initiator. After you install this role, the iSCSI initiator will be appear here. Okay. In this case, click on yes, start the services, and there you have to mount connectivity between your storage server and server. There is an option target. So in target, you have to provide your storage server IP address. So storage server IP address is 10.10.10.10. So here once you click on quick connect, you will see that the status is connected. Right? Now what you need to do, just go to the options, disk mgmt.msc. you will see there that the disk we have allocated for this particular server, it's all visible right now, but it is on unformatable states. So in that case, make them online and initialize disk. Always select GPT with partition tables, online, initialize disk, GPT, and now you format this drive, new simple volume, now you see I have allocated server on storage server, and over the networks you are accessing this disk. Did you get that? Just go to the settings. There is no extra drive, but your machine is getting network storage traffics. Clear?
Yes, Siddharth.
Ram, it is clear to you? Ram, it's clear to you?
Yeah, you mentioned. Sure.
It's typing. Yes. Now it's a part of expansion. Let's say in this drive, okay, 29 GB drive, he need certain expansion, or this drive he needs some expansion. In that case, how we can do that? So if I have a space, then fine, or if I not space, then it will be a problem. Let's this machines, okay, extend iSCSI virtual disk. Let's say I'm just adding 1 GB. New size must be less than the current space, okay, MB. Let's say I'm adding 50 MB space. Right now I do not have that space, okay, because I have already utilized all those parts. So I'm just adding 50 MB. 30, 10 MB, allow me. Okay, no problems. So I'm just creating one drive, and then actually I've wrongly utilized all these stuffs. So new SCSI, I have a new SCSI, one disk is there, I am showing you here. First what I need to do, I will just create this 10 GB file, okay, and then I will show you another 10 GB extension. So I'm just going on 10 GB or 9 GB. So the same disk will be visible there. That is scan disk. Yeah, it is visible there. So I'm just making online initialize disk, and this drive will be created for 10 GB. Perfect. Now I'll just expand that drive. Okay, so same where in this drive you just go extend iSCSI virtual disk. How much you need? Let's say 9 GB. Size will be 9.00. Current size 9.00. So we'll put it 8.00. Size must larger than current size. New size must be larger than current size. Okay. 10 GB is, I have expanded. So now if you go to there and rescan disk, now just showing you, just a minute. Yes, now you can see. Did you see? Okay, sorry for interruption and unrelated question. Before class closure, can you elaborate day-to-day responsibilities allocate to us on daily basis? Who will be our next level project, etc. See, generally, actually, see, for your information, this is actually the enter the course of the server support. Okay, and this is enter the course for server support. So what kind of support you provides? I was just discussing module wise, that already I have given you that course material, right? What you need to learn. After, based on the learn all those stuffs, you have to handle any kind of support. Any kind of, let's say disk expansion, let's say memory expansion, let's say hard disk expansion, any kind of support along with configuration maintenance. So everything you will discuss, you will learn. So I am hearing to tell you the module basis stuffs. Now see, as I have expanded 10 drive, now what you need to do, just click on this extend volume. Now you can utilize full disk or you can utilize as per your choice. Once you click on extend, that see, the drive will be increased. Your drive will be increased. Now you can see there your drive will be increased. Is that clear?
Yes, Satya.
Perfect. Great. So today we learn and how you can use a network storage. That is fine. Okay. My next topic is two different network, how we can connect it each other. That means you guys created two servers, right? And I'm just showing you before that's one server having 10.10.10.10 IP address, another server having 10.10.10.11 IP address. Okay, so why IP address? What is IP address? That I've already discussed with previous session. So after the classes, Mohammed send you this two video over the Google Drive. Okay, so through which you can download this two video. After that, watch this video. It will be more easier for you to understand. Clear? Perfect. Okay. Now my question: this in the same place, same network, servers communicating, it's quite natural. Just think of it. If this server located on one office in the city, same server located on another office in the city. So these two wide area networking, it's not natural the same IP will work. Right? Because here you are using Airtel connection, here using Vodafone connection. So both the IP range will be not the same, it will be different, right? So might be 192.168.10.11. Yeah, sorry. See, this is the class A range, it is a class C range. These two range, will they communicate? Mohammed, what you say?
No, not communicate.
It will not communicate. Let's do it. Let's, if I give them here, I make it, just changes it 192.168.10.10, and this machine will be the same range of IP address. Now if I ping each other, will it work? Transmit failure. They will tell you simple transmit failure. Even I'm telling you, the disk also not the disk is also not working because it is now mounted, but because storage part is already unaccessible. I have changed the IP address. You see, storage part is not mentioned, blank. Disk management is totally blank. In that case, what is the options? So general purpose, we use router. Router is a network devices. Router, what is the use of router? Router actually holding two different network address. Two, how many? Or not only two, it can 4, 5, 6, whatever. Okay, and depends on the in your infrastructure. So you have a two different route. One is 10 route, another one is 192 route. So in this route, you definitely need a router. Router is a network device. Again, I'm telling you, like storage box, it is also different boxes. It's look like this: Cisco router. Also, one more things, I have to check, import manageable. it's look like this. It's very costly. I mean, one router cost is around 1 lakh, 1 lakh 50,000 like that. Inside the router, there is also OS running, router OS, iOS. It's called the iOS, Cisco iOS. So, like storage box, this is the router which hold the network traffics. So, if you want to make communication between these two networks, you have to set middle of a router. Cannot communicate for next 5 minutes. Okay, no problems. You have a video, you can watch it. I mean, I'm not clear what you're saying. Next 5 minutes. Cannot communicate for next 5 minutes.
Means I think he is going somewhere.
Okay, are you going somewhere? I mean, oh my god. Okay. No problem. No problem. So, see, these two are two different network card. So, okay, no problems. It's morning. No problem. You come back. We will wait. We'll wait. So, Mohammed, take a break, small break, and we'll come back. Okay.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Talk small bit. Okay, fine, we'll start. I think he's backed from the services.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I'll continue. Okay, so now router is basically is the device which hold two different networks. Okay, so it may be 10, maybe some other 152, whatever you have. But same things, router also costliest devices like storage. Hmm. So some organizations they cannot hire the this much of router. In that case, you can use a Windows Server and use Windows Server as a router. Okay. So in that case, what is happening? How you can do that? So in that,
Siddharth, please repeat what you said.
I say
Uh,
that's like storage, like you use Windows Server as a storage box, like same
mhm.
way you will use Windows Server as a router. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
in that case, I need one more server here to bring this as a router. So in that case, I have already a ready-made server. Let's install the snapshot one and make them router.
Means you want to say like if you want to connect to network, so here no need to router.
You can use one more Windows server as a router. So middle of that, there's the router will come.
Okay.
Let them out. After that, I'm showing you. Hmm. Now understood the concept. This is a 10 series network. Inside of the one hand of the router, 10 series network. One hand of the router, 192 series network. Okay. So in that case, can you tell me what are the module I have to add in router? Hmm? In order to perform this option, what extra two module I have to add? One router. I need to add two different NIC card for these two networks. If you have a 4 networks, 3 networks, then you have to need another 3 NIC card. You got my point?
Okay.
I have a 10, 192, so you need two different NIC card, which is holding one-sided networks. That means 10.10.10. So this port, this hand IP address of the router will be 10.10.10.11, and other height, this is a 192.168 network, so this hand router address would be 192.168.10. Or 10, whatever it is, right? Then only this end will ping to this end. this end will ping to this end. But our motto, we have to ping between this to this. So in middle of that, we'll implement a routing engine. That routing engine will hold these two networks. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes. Mohammed, is that clear to you?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So this is my router. So router already have by default one NIC card. I am just adding another NIC card. One NIC card is already there. I'm just adding another NIC card. The same VNet, VNet 0, same networks. Now, you will ask the question, is very good question. Is this Windows router will replace the physical router? Okay, so generally Windows router is required whenever you don't have too much budget to purchase the physical router. Now, as I told you, it is can provide you some limitation of support, but enormous limitation it will not. So small organization can use it, but very large organization can't. Got my point? Why I am telling you all those stuff is because as a consultant you can guide your clients. Okay, you do not have budgets, then use it Windows server, and I can make sure I can configure this server as a router just for your knowledge purpose. But
Okay.
as a whole, storage is also required. As a whole, router is also required. For I am telling you, for the big billionaires projects like Volvo, like Nobody's, like AGI, like San Mandra. These are the very big billionaire companies.
Means if there's a large requirement of work, so physical router required there.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So it depends on you, how will you use. You can use it, but as you are expecting, it will not work like that. Small environment it will work, but very large environment it is, I'm not sure, maybe work, may not be work. Okay. So fine.
Sure.
So in that case, I have to go run and go to the CPL. So one networks I'm pointing it out, rename for your understanding, it will be 10.10.10. Okay, you have kicked out, I'm logging in. Okay, no problems. Oh, he has been, no, you are there in the call. Oh, he suddenly left. Okay, no problem. Yeah, it's connecting. So, did you come back? Okay, fine. So this part is clear to you, everyone. So now I'm just showing you this is for 10.10.10 series networks, and this is for yes, if this is physical router, we do not need to configure this, right? Yes, the physical router will be taken care by network team. Okay, Physical router will take care by network team, physical storage will take care by storage team. But as a consultant of Windows, we have to everything know, right? Then only will become a consultant, right? Storage team only take care by storage part, network team only take care by network part. But consultant are all coming from server background. They have very vast knowledge. They only their salary, that is why their salary will be a more bigger than this. Okay, so as a knowledge you know everything, that's it. Fine. So storage server IP address, how will I check? Just for config. So this is 192.168.10.10. So I am just making this IP address rename 10.11, and database server IP address is 10.10.10.11. So I'm making it 10.10.10.10. Perfect. Now I'm just going to the properties. That's it. Fine. Now this IP address you have to mention as a background, as a gateway of this to particular server. But before that, router also need to stop the firewall. Stop, or as I told you, this option has to be enabled. Oh my god. Clear? So this part I enabled. Now in this particular server, this is right now I'm in, okay, CLS. What is the IP config? 192.168.10.10. So this machine's NIC card I will one 192.168.10.10. In default gateway I provide 10.11. That is my router IP address, and you have to provide it in default gateway.
That what is gateway?
Gateway means through this gateway traffic will be moved. If you not define the gateway, traffic will not be move. Gateway means what? Gateway means it's a gate. So if you not provide the gateway address, how will your server will know from where I will release my traffic? Clear?
Okay.
The gateway, it means your, that is your router address. Anywhere, whenever any organization they are maintaining the gateway IP address, that means they have a router and you are mentioning the router gateway. So gateway, it's called a router.
Okay.
Now you can see the traffic will start it. Send receive will start. In the same way, go to the database server. you can see the production traffic also started. Now this server to router one hand you can ping, from this server to router another hand you can ping. So let's say your router IP address is, let's ping your IP address, 192.168.10.10. so I can able to ping 192.168.10.11. pinging from router end also you can ping right. That means communication established between these options. Communication established between these portions. And same way I have to communication have to establish this way, right? Now from router I will ping 10.10.10.11. This is my database server IP address 11. From my ping 10.10.10.10. That means, and from this to this communication also established. But from this to this, that means this to this, it is not clear. That will done by routing engine. Clear? So Mohammed, can you please go on mute? Background noise coming. Okay. So that part is established. One hand to another hand to another hand. So the same way, if I try to ping 192.168 okay. Mohammed, can you please go on mute? Background noise coming from your end. Good. So the storage server IP address is 192.168.10.10. So if I ping 192 11, it will still showing you the problem. You can see that it's still showing request timeout because I have not created any routing engine middle of this. You got my point? I have not created any routing engine middle of this. That is why it's showing request timeout. So now in router I am going to routing engine by installing role and configure. Okay. So let's do that command and continuous try to ping. Okay. This command -t means ping IP address -t means, just think that ping IP address -t means continuous pinging. So after that I will show you, after creating routing engine it will start pinging. Okay, for that only I am in router, I am installing the server rules. Again I am going to the dashboard, add rules and features. There is option remote access. And this remote access, you have to install these two rules, routing and direct access and VPN, rush. This is actually routing engine, okay? After you install, you have to configure it.
সৌরভনগরী হসপিটালে যাই
Okay.
তিনটে স্টেন বসেছে আগে একটু সিটিসিল আছে এর সাথে কথা জিম করতে গিয়ে হাতে মাথা বলছে তখন হসপিটাল ফোন করছে হাই প্রেশার
Okay. So after that, install the router, then you have to configure this router settings. So for that only go to the tools. You will see that routing and remote access. But before that, I'll just make the ping this option, this server. I just want to make from this server as well. Definitely it will get request timeout because network not created. So right now this option is showing that engine not yet started, routing engine not yet started. So you have to start this engine, but before that you have to configure and enable routing and remote access. Next, here custom configuration, you have to put the custom configuration. Okay. Next, and select the LAN routing. Okay. Next, finish, start service. Now see, is that clear? Communication established. Clear?
Yes, Siddharth.
Great. Any doubts? Let me know.
So here we understand how to communicate two different IP machine with a router, right?
Yeah. Today our session we learn how we can use to do all management from the server rules and responsibilities. Yes, Microsoft have given everything. Entire infrastructure you can manage through Windows Server, but we have to know the proper knowledge about roles and features. So through this we can configure and replace router, physical router, and replace physical storage. So these two options, it's the part of Windows Server configuration, premier part. Clear?
Okay, okay.
So no problems. Yeah, Mohammed, please don't accept your practical. Okay, now onwards we are parting of more practical. Okay, so last one week, okay, fine, it's a small things. But now please try to complete your practicals. You are not doing practicals. It's very bad. Don't do that. Take.
Yeah, I will do. I will
Yeah.
do.
So I'm telling you, this week, next week, if you want to do the practical, the server will be available after 10 p.m. Okay. So 10 to 10 to 11 or 10 to 12, you can do that. After that, restart your server, stop your servers, or else in the morning you can take 7 to 10 or 8 to 10. Okay.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, if you want to take tomorrow, if you want to take, then you have to take it by 7
Evening.
7 a.m. in the morning.
Yes. 7
7 to 9, do it. See, Ram, okay, so first I would recommend that you first watch 2 videos before, today video is fine, I know that you have understood well. First watch 2 videos before you start the practicals. It is quite, important about the basic IP addressing, basic fundamentals. You got my point? In last 2 videos we did not nothing do, but mandatory part is covered. So first watch 2 videos along with today's video, and then next week, any day tell me which day you want to practice. So I'll give you the server handle, we'll do the practical. Okay. Okay.
Siddharth,
yeah.
in morning, tomorrow morning, I will not able to take at 7 a.m. So after that, at what time?
After that, Monday will you able to do that 7 a.m.
Monday is
even
or today night.
Today night,
If
today night, but today night it will be because I have a batch from UK. The batch will complete around 10:15, 10:30. So from 10:30 you can take.
10:30.
Yeah.
Okay. I will update you. Okay.
Okay, no problem. But take it. If it's today, tomorrow not possible. Monday to Friday you have. Any day you can take it. Okay, but I need one day at least do practice, or else that it is not. You are thinking it is very easy. While you do the practical, you will face a lots of problems. So watch the video, boss. Do not skip that. Okay, I have a video anytime I can read. No, not like that. I am sending you the video. I'm not telling you to learn today, right now, but try to cover today, because the day you learn, it will be in your minds. The same day, if you watch the video, no, the concept will totally clear, and within the day, next 1 or 2 days, if you do the practical, then the same thing will be totally captured in your mind, and you never forget that things. And one more thing, I am telling you, both of you, do not, हिंदी में जिसको बोलते हैं रट्टा, इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते पता नहीं, ठीक है. So do not learn step by step like that. Okay, understand the concept. It's just like a mathematics, boss. I'm telling you, it's just like a mathematics. How you treat your mathematics, just treat the same things here. Concept, understand the concept, steps will come later. First concept, steps later, and then watch video. That is why. Clear?
Sure.
Okay, so Ram, can you give me your mail ID there? I'll sending this video. Can you give me your mail ID there and WhatsApp? Even I'm trying, I'm not sure the video, last 2 videos, let's see. Okay, Mohammed, what was the video recorded name? Do you know?
Yeah, I have. Wait, I'm telling you.
If you tell me the name, I will share it for Mohammed as well, for Ram as well.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes.
Yes.
The two videos, one is fundamental IT,
Okay, just a
and
minute.
second one is server fundamental underscore awesome. Fundamental IT, and second one is server fundamental awesome. Siddharth, one more thing I want to ask you.
Hmm.
In the group, you share the number of PDF, right?
Yeah.
So, what was that PDF?
If you,
This is for
this is for the certification dumb, man. This is dumps.
this is dumb.
Those are doing Azure certification only for them.
Fundamental underscore IT.
Where this IP address don't know. Fundamental.
You can find like this also. Go in your mailbox and go to the send item. So you will fetch from there also.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah. Just correct. I
Yeah.
forgot it.
You go to the inbox and just go to the sent item. You can fetch from there.
Yeah, you're right. But inbox it is not showing.
Send by my email ID azam.ne. Yeah.
It's not there.
See, I think it's server fundamental.
No, not like that. It's a different.
It's a kind of a snapshot, I think.
Anyway, no problems. Can you please share to him?
Hello?
Yeah, can you please share to him?
Yeah. Ram, please give me your email ID. I will share.
Yeah. Ram mail ID is like that. Chaudhary dot.
Please ping me on my WhatsApp. Yeah.
So you are maintaining the Google Drive, right?
Yeah, I'm maintaining the
Yes.
my PCS.
Yeah. Just upload the video on Google Drive and share what I show you like that. Same way. Just watch how I can share. Same way you share to him. Okay?
Sure.
Just a minute. I'm stopping this.